Hello, Assalamualaikum. In this meeting 3, I give you the material about ESL programs, all about ESL programs. You will study 2 audios I have been I have prepared for you. The first is about ESL programs. And by ESL programs you will get knowledge of how we of what programs usually students take. And also, when you are going abroad for study, you will also um, have consideration what programs you take. Okay, now before we listen to the audio, take a look at pre-listening exercise. In the pre-listening exercise, there are some considerations we can take before we decide to take the program. Choosing the right language school for you might depend on your goals, the cost, and the school's reputation, and the types of classes that are offered. It becomes our consideration before we decide to choose that school or to choose the program. For instance, um, before I choose the best school for me, I have to know what goals the school offered and also the cost, of course, and school's reputations and the types of classes they are offered that are offered and they offer to students. Okay, it is kind of sample sentences. What kind of classes do you offer? We offer all kinds of classes, including grammar, writing, and speaking. Of course, um, it it is necessary to us taking all of this. And talking about the program cost, tuition for full-time students, it depends on the year, right? Okay, now you can go to listening exercise. After you have exercises, then you go to post listening exercise. Imagine you have decided to study English in foreign country. What questions would you ask the program where you want to study? Consider questions about cost, the classes, the quality of instructors, the materials of books they use, and the facilities. It is the same as when you decided to choose UNISNU as your school. Okay, now we go to the next audios, to the next material. ESL program meeting. In the ESL program meeting, um, you will hear the conversation, and before you go to the audio, please take a look at pre-listening exercise as brainstorming. Imagine that you are a teacher in English language program and you will have a new group of students arriving next week for an orientation meeting. What things would you need to do to prepare for new teaching session? It is teachers' responsibility to give students the best of the program. And you may imagine yourself if you are a teacher. What programs do you offer and do you um, prepare? Okay, next. You may listen to the listening exercises, listening to the audio, and do the exercise. And after you have exercises, then we go to post listening exercise. You have a friend who wants to study overseas. What types of school curriculum, teachers, facilities, and school activities should he look for in a good language program? You can tell to your friend about what program of UNISNU offered and has been offered, and what facilities it has, and the activities too. It would make easier for them to choose school as the best choice for him or for them. Okay, now um, after you listen to the audio and do the exercise, I'm sure that you have figured out the words, or yeah, the words such as go over, the words used, go over means verb. It is a kind of verb, means review. We still need to go over the final proposal before Friday, and also the use of go over in sentence, yeah, and then tentative. It is kind of adjective. It is not certain, not finalized, still in review. In sentence, you can use it as here are our tentative travel plans for next week's trip. And then the third is comments. Comments means begin or start. The meeting was supposed to commence at 9, but it was postponed until tomorrow. And next, originally, in the beginning, in the first place, it is adverb. We were scheduled originally to go over the proposal today, but let's review it later. Extracurricular. Outside the regular curriculum, several extracurricular activities are being organized for the students this semester. Placement. It can be adjective, it can be noun. The act of placing something in a particular order or level. The results of the placement test will determine which level you should be in. Shuttle, it noun. In this case, in this case, a bus that carries passengers from one point to another. The shuttle should arrive in 10 minutes. So shuttle means a bus. To be to your ears in. It is kind of verb phrase, to be extremely busy. I'll try to complete that report by 5 p.m., but I'm up to my ears. It means I'm extremely busy in other paperwork, so I can't guarantee it will be finished. To be hard pressed, to have difficulty doing something, especially because there is not enough time. I'm going to be hard pressed to complete the presentation this evening. Get things rolling. It is verb phrase. It means to start something. If you help, we can get things rolling and complete the assignment by tomorrow. Let me jot down your phone number so I don't forget it. Yeah, jot down means to write down. To find a needle in a haystack means extremely difficult or impossible to find something. Locating the report in this filing cabinet like finding a needle in a haystack. Finding a needle in a haystack. Sorry. Finding a needle in a haystack means it's extremely difficult or impossible to find something. Tall order. Tall order means something difficult to do. Completing this work order by noon is a real tall order. To lend a hand means to help. Could you lend my hand? Sorry, could you lend me a hand to move these boxes? And then to give the green light means to give the okay or permission to. The president of the company must give the green light before we proceed with the plan. To wrap things up means to complete or finish. Since everyone lent a hand to the project, we were able to wrap things up in time for the party. And the last is bottom line. Bottom line means the most important point. We want to emphasize that the bottom line in our business is great customer satisfaction. That's all. I wish after you get the words used in this conversation, you may replay the audio and try to answer the practice. That's all from me. If you have any questions, please let me know. Assalamualaikum.